Hi, this is a quick follow-up concerning the true airspeed, total air temperature and static air temperature analog computer. This is the block diagram which was described in my previous video. So we will see today the schematics in details. First, let's have a look on the sensors front ends which are inside this red area here. The schematic is here. So this one is for the airspeed sensor, but it is the same for the altitude sensor. The sensor is here. The sensor is a rotary transformer. The primary is connected to a secondary of the transformer. The secondary is an AC voltage which depends on the pressure. This voltage is rectified using this diode and this capacitor. The primary voltage is also rectified using this diode and this capacitor here. These two voltages are fed to a divider made around this AD534. So the result at the output here corresponds to this formula. It is 10 volts multiplied by the ratio between Z2 here and X1. So this permits to have a voltage here which doesn't depend on the voltage here. Then this voltage is fed to a nonlinear amplifier. So this permits to correct the nonlinearities of the sensor. This amplifier has three different slopes depending on the voltage here. So depending on the level of this voltage, one or both amplifiers are used here. So when the voltage is small, below the given threshold, which is defined by this trimmer or this one, these two stages are not used. Only this amplifier is used for low voltages. So let's have a look on this amplifier. For example, it is the same for the other one. As you have two diodes here connected at the output, the diodes will conduct depending on the polarity of the input voltage here. So we can see that we have this feedback. So this feedback is used when this diode is conductive, that is to say when the voltage is negative. The voltage is negative when the voltage here is positive, at least when it tends to be positive, because as we have a feedback, of course this voltage is close to zero, but let's say it is 0 plus something. So in this case, this diode is conductive, and this circuit is equivalent to an amplifier with a negative gain, which depends on the ratio between this trimmer and this resistor. And there is a sink current flowing into this resistor, and this current is subtracted from the current flowing into this resistor, R12. So this permits to reduce the gain because the current which will flow into R14 will be lower. So the threshold is defined by this potentiometer. But when the voltage is below this specific threshold, then the voltage at the negative input here will be lower, will be negative. Then the output voltage will be positive. In this case, this diode will be off. And now the feedback is provided using this diode and this resistor. So we have still a 0 volt at this point, and we have also 0 volt at this point. So there is no current which will flow through these resistors here, and this circuit is transparent. And it is the same for the second one, but there is another threshold which is different, of course, than the first one. So then we will have a nonlinear amplifier. The amplifier will have a characteristic like that. So this is the input voltage, and this is the output voltage, which will be negative. We will have a given gain. The voltage is below the first limit here. It's called V break. And then we will have a second slope like this at VB2. And then the third slope. So this is a nonlinear function which permits to correct the nonlinearity of the sensor. So now let's return to the block schematic. These two voltages are fed to a divider which permits to compute the Mach number, which is the ratio between the dynamic pressure and the static pressure. So this is the schematic of the second board. We can see the divider here. So the divider is made around this multiplier. It is another AD534. The static pressure is fed into X2 and the dynamic pressure is fed into Z1 here. The output, we have a voltage which corresponds to the ratio between Z1 and X2. So this corresponds to the Mach number actually. The first thing we want to measure is the true airspeed. The true airspeed is computed using the definition of the Mach number. The Mach number is the ratio between the true airspeed and the speed of sound. And we know that the speed of sound is proportional to the square root of the static air temperature in Kelvin. So the Mach number equals the true airspeed divided by a coefficient multiplied by the square root of the static air temperature. So we can calculate here the true airspeed. So the true airspeed equals Mach number multiplied by a coefficient multiplied by the square root of the static air temperature. The multiplication is performed using this multiplier. We have at this input not the square root of the static air temperature, but the square root of the total air temperature, because actually it is not possible to measure directly the static air temperature, but it is possible to measure the total air temperature. According to the adiabatic formula, we can calculate the static air temperature according to the total air temperature. So we have this formula here, static air temperature equals total air temperature divided by 1 plus 0.2 K multiplied by Mach number squared. K is the recovery factor. So we can calculate the square root of the static air temperature. It is the square root of the total air temperature divided by this factor. So at one input of this multiplier, we have the square root of the total air temperature. And this factor, 1 divided by square root of 1 plus 0.2 K M2, is performed using this nonlinear circuit here. At the output here, we have effectively the true airspeed. So this factor, 1 divided by square root of 1 plus 0.2 K M squared, is a factor which decreases when M increases. So this nonlinear function is performed using a circuit which permits to modify the gain of the amplifier depending on the input voltage here. We have more or less the same behavior than the other circuit I have described 5 minutes ago. The true airspeed value is fed to this final amplifier, which permits to adjust the gain, the sensitivity, and also the zero of the true airspeed. Let's return to the block schematic. We will see now how the static air temperature is computed. The static air temperature is computed from the total air temperature. So let's perform some calculations. We know, thanks to the adiabatic formula, that the total air temperature equals the static air temperature multiplied by this coefficient here. We have already seen. So we can calculate that the difference between the total air temperature and the static air temperature equals static air temperature multiplied by this thing here. And we know also that the velocity of the sound is proportional to the square root of the static air temperature. So the static air temperature is proportional to the velocity of the sound squared. Okay, so I have replaced here the static air temperature by the velocity of the sound multiplied by a coefficient I called A here. We know also that the Mach number is the true airspeed divided by the velocity of the sound. So the velocity of the sound squared disappears, and we have the difference between the total air temperature and the static air temperature, which is called also the ram rise, is a coefficient here multiplied by the true airspeed squared. So let's see the schematic. So first, the total air temperature is measured across this platinum sensor. So there is an offset. So you can see my previous video if you want to know more details about the measurement. The voltage across the platinum sensor is fed to this amplifier, which permits to have an offset and a sensitivity. And then the true airspeed is fed to this multiplier with both inputs connected together. And then at the output we have the true airspeed squared with a negative sign, because actually here the input is connected to wire 1 and not wire 2, so there is a negative sign at the output, so at the output the voltage will be negative, and then this voltage is translated into a current and fed to this amplifier. So at the output of this amplifier we have total air temperature minus a value which depends on the true airspeed squared. So actually, this is the RAM rise. There is also another output for the true airspeed, which is an AC voltage. This is the schematic. It is very simple. The DC true airspeed is fed to one input of this multiplier. The second input is the reference AC voltage. The output of this multiplier is fed to this amplifier, which permits to have at the output an AC voltage, which is proportional to the input DC voltage here. So we have an AC voltage which is proportional to the true airspeed. There is an adjustment of the sensitivity and also an adjustment of the zero. So there is an AC current which is adjustable here. And this was the description of this analog computer. Analog technique is not something which is useless even today. In some industries, like for example nuclear power plant, it is not always possible to use a microprocessor or a microcontroller or any programmable devices. In that case, you need to know all these particular techniques in order to do analog computations. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.